Hello there, and welcome. Well, yesterday I read to you from Grace Paley's work. I like to think of her as my literary grandmother because one of my teachers for my MFA was a man named Chuck Mocktel who was trained by Grace Paley. So I feel a great attachment to her. I also think she may have one of the finest ears for dialogue and for expression of any writer I've ever read. She absolutely knows how to make a conversation on the page that seems like a real conversation. And the thing is, most conversation is not like that. Part of what makes Paley's genius is that she takes conversations that she's had and then she crafts them so that they work even better than a regular conversation would. I mean, you can sit down with a recorder and just record what people are saying, and that's fine. But the thing is, in most instances, people who are having a conversation are doing more than just talking. They're probably gesturing, they have facial expressions, they're hesitating, they're rewriting as they go. And so to translate a real conversation into a polished piece of fiction or poetry is challenging. And what it really requires of us is an ear. So, what inspiration do I want to take from Grace Paley today? I think you should sit down and try to write something, a line, so that it sounds exactly like another person, not you. So be thinking about people you know who say the same thing pretty often. Most people do have things they say pretty often. For example, one of my sayings that I used to use when I was teaching, when I was talking to other teachers, I would say he's about as useful as tits on a boar hog. Now, nobody else but me would say that in the school where I was saying it. But finally, one of my other teachers was like, as you say, he's as useless as tits on a boar hog. So I'm just poking fun at me there. But listen to people talk and see if you can nail down how they say things. If you can get some sentences from very specific characters and the way they express them down on paper, you'll start training your ear to hear those differences in expression that are natural but also evocative. And I think you'll get all sorts of story ideas from doing that, because by trying to really nail down how somebody sounds, you also are starting to explore what you took from them, what elements of your experience are influenced by their ideas and their style. I have not done this before. I have not actually inserted a link in the description of something, but I'm going to try to today. I think you should hear Grace Paley. If you really want to appreciate her, you need to hear her. And she has a story online called The Loudest Voice, where she's reading the story, and it's a Christmas story. And I would really love for you to hear that. And so I'm going to try to put the link in the description of this video. But if I fail, please just look her up. Grace Paley, Grace, Paley, Paley, and The Loudest Voice. That's it for today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. And I hope you see me again, you gorgeous people.